Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report, and this video was first recorded live on Rumble. If you haven't already given us a follow there, then what the hell are you waiting for? We are 230 away from 2,000 followers over there. If you're a diehard fan, then go give us a follow on Rumble right now. Raider Nation, what's going on? You are watching Raiders Sleepers in 2022. Mitch, what the heck does that mean? It's simply 8 players that I believe the NFL and maybe even some people amongst Raider Nation are just simply sleeping on these guys. They're not going to have outstanding seasons, but they're going to have good years and deserve a little bit more respect on their name. So let's go to the first guy here. If you watch the show a lot, you probably knew that Keelan Cole was going to be making the show. The Raiders signed Cole this past offseason, and then a few days later, or maybe the very next day, went ahead and traded away Bryan Edwards. Why? They have confidence in Cole. I expect him to compete for the Raiders wide receiver 3 role behind Davante Adams, behind Hunter Renfrow, compete for the 4th most targets on the team behind Darren Waller. He's going to be competing with Matt Collins, Demarcus Robinson, Foster Moreau. He is a smart route runner. He's not the best route runner, but a smart route runner who truly works hard and is going to mesh well with DC. Last season, on the New York Jets, 28 catches, 449 yards, 1 touchdown. Those numbers aren't impressive, but what's even less impressive is the quarterbacks that Cole has played with. He's had to deal with the quarterbacks of Zach Wilson, whoever else played for New York last season. He's had to deal with the Jacksonville Jaguars mess down there. But the fact that he's actually had a halfway decent few seasons, 2020, 642 yards, 5 touchdowns as a rookie, 42 grabs, 748 yards. If we can get this type of production here, out of the guy that's going to get the 4th most targets on the team, I'll take that every single day of the week, and I'll say you're sleeping on him. Let's go to the next name here. It's Jermaine Illuminor, and the Raiders, they re-signed him. He has the connections with Raiders offensive line coach Carmen Bracillo. He played in New England from 2019 and 2020. And the fact that he's versatile enough to play offensive guard, he can play left guard, he can play right guard, he can play right tackle. That helps him out potentially get on the field. And when I go back and I watch the tape, I thought he actually looked okay last season. He played at 266 snaps. PFF gave him a 59.8 overall grade. 67 pass blocking grade, run blocking grade, obviously at 52.4 can get a little bit better. But also in the first 4 games that he played in, which people aren't talking about nearly enough, he had a horrible Andre James, and he had a horrible Alex Leatherwood. He was the best player on the offensive line on the right side, and then the Raiders ended up benching him. So what I'm thinking is if the center's better, right tackle's better, wouldn't Jermaine Illuminor potentially be a little bit better? Now, none of these players that you're about to see are on this list of potential sleepers. But you know what? Out of the 4 names that you see on screen right now, who's the best player? Jonathan Hankins, Andre James, Bilal Nichols, or Neil Farrell Jr.? Let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments section. You know where you can see these guys, though? On June 11th from 1 to 4 p.m. at Barcode Burgers in Las Vegas. Why? I'm going to be doing an event, which is going to be 100% for charity. The ticket price, $20. Get your tickets, chatsports.com/burgers. It's going to be a competitive eating competition between Jonathan Hankins and I. There's going to be autographs, pictures. We're going to do raffles. You guys can win some stuff, and it's all for the Just One Project, which is a nonprofit organization that connects community by inspiring people to give back, get involved, and make a difference in the lives of disadvantaged families and children. Our projects positively impact the people we serve and fill their basic needs. You know what's going to fill me up? This burger. It's 4 pounds of food. You got to eat a burger and you got to eat fries. 4 pounds of food in less than 10 minutes. Hankins, you're going down. So some of the other players that are going to be at the event, you're going to see former Raiders running back Jalen Richard, Kendall Vickers is there, and these guys might show up. I was told they might be there. Hopefully, fingers crossed, Nate Hobbs and Jonathan Abram. It's going to be a fun event. It's going to be for charity. Make sure you get your tickets now by going to chatsports.com/burgers, or you can go ahead and scan this QR code right here. It fits about 100 people at the venue. First come, first serve. It's also for charity. I hope to see you there. Another player that I'm hoping to see there is Foster Moreau, and he's entering the final year of his deal, which means, okay, he might be a little bit more motivated to get out there. And the fact that the Raiders are going to run a lot of two tight end sets is going to give him more opportunities. Yes, Foster played, and I believe it was like 67% of the snaps last season for the Raiders, but he wasn't always targeted. And the fact that I know he can be a good red zone option, the fact that I know that Josh McDaniels is going to want to use two tight end sets, the fact that I know that Derek Carr in years past has relied on multiple tight ends, makes me believe that Foster, who has been on this Sleepers candidate show before, still deserves to be on it. 30 catches last season, 373 yards, 3 touchdowns. If the targets go up a little bit and he can go from 30 catches to 40, 45 grabs, 550 yards, 5 or 6 touchdowns, to me, that's a good year and that deserves to be on this list. Coming off his rookie season in 2019, he had 5 touchdowns. I was like, all right, this kid's going to be special. Unfortunately, got injured, but 7 catches for 140 yards, 20 yards per catch as a tight end, it's impressive. 10 touchdowns, 3 years, and limited games played. Foster Moreau is absolutely a sleeper. So when we talk about Big Foff, follow him on IG and Twitter. How many touchdowns is he going to bring in this upcoming season? I'm going to be looking in the comments. The next player here on the offensive side of the football is running back Brandon Bolden. And the reason why he makes the list is because he's essentially going to be your replacement for Jalen Richard. Going to be the main pass-catching running back. And one thing that doesn't nearly get talked about enough when a player is trying to play this role, you need to be good at pass blocking. Brandon Bolden can pass block. Why? I want Derek Carr to be healthy, and it really, really matters to Josh McDaniels. So with all those things in mind, 2-minute warning, 2-minute drill, got to move the football quick. I believe Brandon Bolden's going to be there in the game. Last season, he had a career year. 49 targets, 41 grabs, 405 receiving yards, 2 touchdowns. When you go back, you look at his past 3 seasons, his catch rate is at about 85%. If you got a running back catching 85% of the balls, you're going to go ahead and you're going to rely on him and look for the Raiders to just go ahead and check it down to him here and there. So those were the offensive players, which means it's now time to go to the defensive side of the football. The first dude, Kyler Fackrell. And as soon as the Raiders signed him, I was pumping my fist because I knew the impact that this guy could potentially have for this defense. He played in Patrick Graham's system, and when I say played in Patrick Graham's system, I'm going to use air quotes here because Patrick Graham was the linebackers coach for the Green Bay Packers in 2018. It technically wasn't his defense, but Graham helped Fackrell grow a lot, and then in 2020, when Graham went on over to the New York Giants, he brought Fackrell over with him. So if you're looking for a good situational pass rusher, somebody who's going to play maybe 40, 45% of the snaps, where he can really just pin his ears back and get after the quarterback, that's what you're hoping for. He also has some experience playing in the AFC West, being on the Chargers last season. But I look at 2020 with Patrick Graham, 34 tackles, 4 sacks, 10 quarterback hits. I'd say it was his second best year. What was his other best year? 2018, also with Patrick Graham, 42 tackles, 10.5 sacks, 12 quarterback hits. He has proven to me when he plays with Patrick Graham in those systems, pretty damn good edge rusher. Let's stick here at the linebacker position. Let's look at J.M. Brown, who I could sit up here and confidently say is actually one of the better coverage linebackers in the NFL. Does he need to get better at tackling in some other areas? Yes, he does. But the fact that he's going to be a good complement with Denzel Perryman, going to be a good complement with Divine Diablo, I can sit up here and say Diablo, Brown, and Perriman, that's 3 pretty solid linebackers. And you throw in the outside linebackers that the team has, okay, feeling pretty good about it. He does need to stay healthy, and if he's able to stay healthy, you're going to be feeling pretty good about this signing here. He has missed 13 games over the past 2 seasons, but from what I believe is going to really impact the Raiders for him is the Raiders have struggled covering Travis Kelce. Here's the guy who I would put trying to cover Travis Kelce. The Raiders went ahead. They gave Corey Littleton 3 years, $36 million. Why? They were hoping to have a coverage linebacker. Corey Littleton sucked. Hopefully, Brown can do it because when you go ahead and you look at his past 4 seasons, every single year over 60 coverage grade, and last season for Tennessee, they had a lot of injuries on that defense. When he's been healthy and he's had some talent around him, he's been really freaking good. And then on top of that, he's been able to show in years past also when he needs to get after the quarterback, he can do it. I don't really see the Raiders using him in that fashion, but this is a dude who can come in, be a good rotational linebacker, who can go out and cover. The numbers prove that, both from a PFF standpoint, both from a tape standpoint, and both from a good situational fit standpoint. So guys, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. There's going to be a lot of stuff that pops up the entire offseason. News, rumors, if the Raiders go ahead and sign somebody, I'm going to get the show going. So turn on those notifications right now. And if you want to shout out on a future Raiders show, turn on those notifications and be a part of the Noti Gang. What is the Noti Gang? It's the people who are the very first to comment. And I would almost bet my life that Untouchable Raider 1960 is going to be the first to comment. Joshua Garcia took the king off the hill. If you want to try to take down Joshua, Untouchable, then join the Noti Gang. Shout out to Jake Smith. Shout out to Phil. Tay, I see you always trying to troll me, but I appreciate it, man. Join the Noti Gang. Hit that subscribe button. We got two more players to talk about here as potential sleeper candidates. Duron Harmon, and I was almost going to put Harmon on my breakouts list, but you know what? I was like, that might be pushing a little bit. Let's make him as a sleeper. Harmon played with the New England Patriots from 2013 to 2019. Then he went to the Lions in 2020. Then he ended up going to the Atlanta Falcons in 2021. He's more versatile than Jonathan Abram, which I believe is going to help him get more opportunities to get out there on the field. And the fact that Harmon, already according to reports at OTAs, at least what I've been told, is he's already showing to be a vocal leader. Last season when the Raiders signed Casey Hayward, a lot of people kind of shrugged their shoulders like, Hayward's old and washed up. A lot of people were saying the exact same thing about Harmon. The impact that Casey Hayward had on the Raiders defense last season is going to be very comparable to the impact that Harmon has on the defense this year. I'm not saying that Harmon's going to be a top 10 safety. No. I am saying, though, he's going to be out there, going to be able to be a player coach and help Trevon Merrick take that next step. When you look at these numbers, these are pretty damn impressive if you ask me. He's had at least 2 interceptions the last 3 seasons. But when he played with the New England Patriots in 2019, 2018, 2017, these are good numbers. And these are numbers that I will take every single day out of the week, especially when you're talking about our second, third best safety right now. The final sleeper here is Anthony Everett, who the Raiders signed to a 1-year, $4.5 million deal this offseason. And if the season were to begin today due to Trayvon Mullen's injury, he'd be a starter. He'd be out there opposite of Rock Ya-Sin. The only reason why I will pump my brakes just a little bit on Everett is he's good in man coverage. Like, he's really impressive. Runs a 4.3640. He can react really well when he's put in certain situations. Needs to get better in zone. And I'm hoping with a few months to practice, learning a new system, he's going to be able to do that. And if he does, watch out. Last season with the Baltimore Ravens, 54 tackles, 3 INTs, 11 PBUs. I will say he was targeted a whole bunch, which doesn't really surprise me for the simple fact of, when you have Marlon Humphrey, one of the best cornerbacks in football, it's smarter to target Anthony Everett and not Marlon Humphrey. I will say this, though. When you're targeted 100 times and you give up only 56 catches, that's pretty impressive to me. So, gave up 768 yards, 3 touchdowns. Anthony Everett, I'm telling y'all right now, do not sleep on him. So those are 8 sleepers. Let me wipe all the sleepers out of my eyes, get rid of all the haters. Shout out to my haters, as Tyler Jones would say. Name a player on the Raiders that you think people are sleeping on. Let me know down in the comments. So here we go, guys. If you made it this far in the video, I am relying on you because y'all are my diehards. Y'all are the people who I really, truly count on to grow this show. So take a screenshot, post it on IG, post it on Twitter, post it on social media somewhere. Make sure you tag me, tag Chat Sports. Let's continue to grow this show here, my Raiders sleeper candidates.